One of the smallest but mightiest countries in the Persian Gulf, Qatar is a country full of many interesting facts and exciting things to see and do. It is one of the wealthiest countries in the world and was the first Arab country to host the FIFA World Cup in 2022. From the history behind the Qatari flag to a giant teddy bear housed at the country's main international airport, you will find some very interesting facts about Qatar down below. These Qatar facts just might intrigue you enough to make you think about visiting this luxurious and rich country soon. 1. Qatar is the safest country in the world. One fun fact about Qatar is that it was ranked as the safest country in the world for the third time in 2020. Previously, this accolade was given to Qatar in 2017 and again in 2019. This fact comes from the Nummo Crime Index, in which Qatar had the lowest score globally. It is one of the main reasons why a lot of tourists and expats are attracted to Qatar. Surely, this is something to be proud of, don't you think? 2. Qatar Airways is the best airline in the world. Qatar Airways, the national airline of Qatar, has been named the best airline in the world for 3 consecutive years. It operates domestic flights as well as international flights to all 7 continents. It is the only airline that takes passengers to countries on all of the continents. At one point, Qatar Airlines had the longest scheduled flight in the world, which was between Doha and Auckland. It took 16 hours and 30 minutes to complete. When you come to Qatar on its national airline, you will experience luxury and comfort like nowhere else. 3. There are no forests in Qatar. Now, this fun fact about Qatar shouldn't be the most surprising to you. Pretty much all of Qatar and the United Arab Emirates is a desert landscape with very few forests and greenery. Most of the trees and green landscapes are human-made. Qatar is one of the only 4 territories in the world where there are no forests. They do have some greenery, but a forest is something that you will never see in the country. There are a lot of stunning sand landscapes that you can still enjoy, though. 4. Qatar is the second flattest country in the world. If you love to hike, Qatar may not be the country for you. It is the second flattest country in the world, behind the Maldives. It has an average elevation of 91.9 feet, with the highest elevation at about 338 feet. When you visit Qatar, you won't be seeing any rolling hills or cliffs. You will instead have to rely on skyscrapers to give you a sense of the grandeur of the place. The country is full of flat expanses, though, and those are pretty amazing to look at as well. 5. It is a country where the sea meets the desert. One of the more interesting facts of Qatar is that it is one of the few places in the world where the sea meets the desert. While the expansive sand dunes in the country are a sight to behold themselves, Khor Al-Adaid is a different story altogether. The area was declared a natural reserve in 2007 and is also known as the Inland Sea. There is a thriving ecology in the area, with some endangered marine species and grazing camels around. Khor Al-Adaid has different cultural and archaeological sites to explore as well. 6. Qatar has very cheap gas. Qatar is one of the wealthiest countries in the world, and most of that wealth comes from petroleum and natural gas. The exports of these 2 things account for 60% of their GDP, and there are many perks that the people of Qatar enjoy because of this. 7. It has the longest drilled oil well in the world. Most of the countries in the UAE are understood to have oil wells, as that is how they tend to make their money. Qatar is no different, but a fun fact about Qatar is that it has the longest drilled oil well in the world. The oil well is named BDO4A, and has a total length of 40,320 feet MDRT. It is located in the Al Shaheen offshore oil field off the coast of Qatar. The oil well also holds a Guinness World Record, cementing its place as the longest in the world. 8. Qatar's flag is very unique and holds great significance. You will notice in Qatar that their flag is displayed almost everywhere, no matter where you are. The flag is nice to look at, but it also has a lot of significance. The 9 serrated edges represent the inclusion of Qatar as the 9th member of the reconciled Emirates under a treaty that was signed with the British in 1916. The maroon color is called Qatar Maroon, or Pantone 1955C, which represents the purple dye industry on Al Khor Island. The flag is unique as it is the only flag in the world twice as wide as it is high. 9. Only 12% of the population are Qataris. One of the most well-known facts about Qatar is that it is immensely popular with expats. Many people move to the country to take advantage of the great weather, the laid-back lifestyle, and the tax-free salaries. Qatar is so popular with expats that there are about 2 million of them living in the country. This figure means that Qataris themselves have now become the minority. At just 12% of the total population, Qatar has become a melting pot of different cultures and traditions. 10. Qatar's National Day wasn't always celebrated on the same day. Qatar's National Day is celebrated on December 18th, and it is a day of top deals and fantastic firework displays all around. But, a fun fact about Qatar is that this day wasn't always celebrated in December. Before 2007, when it was officially changed, the National Day was celebrated on September 3rd. This was the day when Qatar gained independence from the British in 1971. December 18th is when Jassim bin Mohammed Al Thani unified the local tribes and succeeded his father as the ruler in 1878.